Hello and welcome to TTV News with some latest events in the province and across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, on the afternoon of April 8, 2025, at the Provincial Party Committee Hall, the Steering Committee for the Development of Science, Technologies, Innovation, and Digital Transformation of Tây Ninh Province, in collaboration with the Vietnam National University, Ho Chi Minh City, organized a scientific seminar titled Key Solution for Implementing Resolution number 57, that is December 22, 2024, by the Politburo on Breakthrough in the Development of Science, Technology, Innovation, and National Digital Transformation in the Ninh Province.
Participants in the seminar discussed and provided numerous opinions directions for implementation, clarifying their theoretical and practical foundation from the perspectives of the expert scientists, administrators, and businesses. They proposed the key task solutions, directions and advice for addressing the existing challenges, overcoming limitations, and solving the issues that localities are grappling with in order to realize the objectives of the action program and the implementation plan for resolution number 57 in Tây Ninh Province.
In the first 3 months of 2025, the transport sector in Tây Ninh Province recorded positive growth signal across various areas. The total revenue for the entire sector was estimated to exceed 2.07 trillion Vietnamese đồng, an increase of more than 11% compared to the same period last year.
In which revenue from passenger transportation reached over 1,235 trillion Vietnam đồng, an increase of 11.78%, the highest growth rate among all activity categories. Additionally, revenue from road transportation also saw an increase of over 10%, reaching nearly 782 billion Vietnam đồng. Revenue from warehousing and transportation support services amounted to over 47 billion Vietnam đồng, an increase of more than 9%. Although this sector represents a smaller share, it plays an important role in the supply chain, especially in the context of the expanding e-commerce and logistics demand.
And on the morning of April 8, the Charity Women's Club of Tây Ninh Province, in collaboration with the Women's Union of Tân Châu District, organized the donation of 3 breeding cows to the poor women members in the district. The 3 breeding cows, its value for 22 million Vietnam đồng, were donated to 3 women's members from the Savans family, including Missy Phạm Thị Mười Phương, born in 1988, residing in Group 302 Chu Giai Commune, and Missy Phạm Thị Vĩ, born in 1965, residing in Group 7 Tân Thuận Hamlet, Tân Thanh Commune, and Missy Nguyễn Thị Son, born in 1975, residing in Hội Tân Hamlet, Tân Hội Commune. And it is announced that to date, the Charity Women's Club of Tây Ninh Province has donated a total of 33 breeding cows to the poor women and the Savans households in Tân Châu District.
In the first quarter of 2025, Tây Ninh Province discovered 108 environmental violations with a total figure of over 701 million Vietnam đồng. Compared to the same period last year, the number of violations decreased significantly by 18 cases, and the total fine amount also saw a notable reduction of more than 3.9 billion Vietnam đồng. Although these figures do not fully reflect the situation, they indicate clear improvements in environmental management and monitoring, particularly in high-risk industries for pollution. Local authorities have intensified both routine and unexpected inspections, as well as increased awareness campaigns about environmental protection laws to businesses and production facilities. These efforts are proving to be effective in protecting the environment and raising awareness among the public and businesses.
The audience on the morning of April 8, 2025, the project to renovate and upgrade Xuân Hồng Park and the stadium, transforming them into an open public space, were officially inaugurated. The newly completed space now serves the community, offering a modern and friendly environment for both residents of Tây Ninh City and visitors to the province.
The inauguration ceremony was honored with the presence of Deputy Prime Minister of Justice Nguyễn Thanh Ngọc and Party Secretary Chairman of Provincial People's Council Nguyễn Mạnh Hùng and Acting Chairman of Provincial People's Committee Nguyễn Hồng Thanh. The renovation and upgrading of Xuân Hồng Park and the TayNinhTV Stadium is one of the key projects of the province, as announced by the Provincial People's Committee in decision number 1535 on July the 29th of 2024. The project is part of the celebrations for the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South of Vietnam and the reunification of the whole country, as well as the 50th anniversary of TayNinh's liberation, April the 30th, 1975, April the 30th, 2025. The investment scale of the project includes 6 key components, including the central square and the flagpole area, flower gardens, green spaces, and internal walkways, the place area for the children and sport facilities, parking areas, essential infrastructure including the electricity, water, lighting, and the fire safety system. The equipment for the operation of the facility with the area of 8.2 hectares and a total investment of 37.6 billion Vietnam dong. The Provincial Project Management Board is the project owner and directly manages the projects. And the project was approved by the Department of Plan and Investment in the decision number 115 on September the 16th of 2004, with a total investment of over 37 billion Vietnam dong, including over 30 billion Vietnam dong for the construction and equipment. The winning bid was over 31 billion Vietnam dong, and which resulted in a budget saving for 6.6%. The construction period was 110 days, starting from December 10 of 2004, and after officially being put into operation on April 8 of 2025, the project has handed over to TayNinhTV People's Committee for management and exploitation. We must regularly carry out the maintenance and upkeep of the technical infrastructure, care for the green system and flower garden, also ensuring the environmental sanitation and preserve the landscape. Additionally, we should explore more services for the public, including the food, culture, sports, and entertainment activities, ensuring the functionality while creating a reasonable revenue stream to reinvest and maintain sustainable operation. TayNinhTV commits to managing and operating this project with the highest sense of responsibility to ensure that this open space becomes a highlight, a destination, and a valued space for the people of TayNinh, and it will contribute to making the city increasingly green, clean, and beautiful, and worthy of being a Type 2 urban area. He also emphasized that organizations, individuals, and residents need to raise awareness and take responsibility for preserving the park's landscape, using the facility efficiently, and promoting the urban civilized behavior. And through small but practical daily actions, we can create a healthy, safe, and proud community space, gradually building TayNinhTV into a civilized, green, clean, and beautiful urban area, a place worth of living and visiting.
Turn to domestic news. The Orient on April 7, Deputy Prime Minister Nguyễn Chí Dũng led the Vietnamese delegation to participate in the 14th Annual Investment Meeting, or ARM Congress, in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, UAE. This is one of UAE's premier investment connection initiative, attracting more than 20,000 delegates from over 100 countries, with over 1,000 speakers and approximately 350 discussions.
During the session on attracting FDI in the era of digital transformation and sustainable development, Deputy Prime Minister Nguyễn Chí Dũng assessed that the regional and global situation continues to evolve rapidly with rising complexities and uncertainties. The escalating trade wars are posing many risks and challenges for nations. However, in the context of strong developments in translated digital economy, green economy, circular economy, and knowledge-based economy, these also represent opportunities for countries to cooperate more closely, aiming towards an inclusive and sustainable world. The Deputy Prime Minister emphasized the need for Vietnam in this new phase to develop faster, more sustainably, and at an even higher speed. To achieve this goal, Vietnam is implementing a series of comprehensive solutions to maintain macroeconomic stability, enhance the self-reliance, independence, and strength of the economy, while integrating deeply and effectively into the global economy, accelerate the implementation of strategic breakthroughs in institutions, infrastructure, and high-quality human resources, and restructure the economy while innovating the role model. Vietnam's current priority is to attract a selective FDI focusing on key areas such as strategic infrastructure development, science and technology, innovation, digital transformation, biotechnology, new materials, semiconductors, AI, renewable energy, new energy, and logistics. To achieve these objectives, the Deputy Minister emphasized the crucial role of international partners, including the UAE, which is a leading regional hub for trade, investment, finance, and logistics, as well as Vietnam's comprehensive partner in the Middle East. The Vietnamese government is committed to creating favorable conditions and accommodating international partners, businesses, and investors, both domestically and internationally, to promote effective and sustainable investment cooperation.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the evening of April 7, after presiding over a meeting with Vietnamese Overseas Representative Agency to proactively adapt to the new situation in international trade, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính had a meeting with various ministry and sectors on developing balance and sustainable trade with the United States. This was the third government meeting focused on promoting balance and sustainable trade with the U.S. following President Donald Trump's announcement on the tariff policies.
Commenting the responsible and the practical opinions of the delegates, the Prime Minister concluded the meeting by instructing the relevant ministry sectors and agencies to complete the necessary documents and materials for a delegation led by the Deputy Prime Minister Hồ Đức Phước, which will negotiate with the U.S. on developing balanced and sustainable trade. The Prime Minister directed the negotiation delegation to request the United States to consider postponing the application of the new tariff policy for at least 45 days, allowing both sides time for discussion, negotiations, and preparations for a smooth transition. Additionally, he emphasized the continuing negotiation with the U.S. to promote a balanced, sustainable trade that benefits both sides and consumers, ensuring no negative impact on the international commitments Vietnam is a part of. And the goal is to reach a new bilateral trade agreement as suggested by the General Secretary Thailand during his phone call with the President Trump on April the 4th. The Prime Minister also instructed ministry sectors, locality and entities to further consider and strengthen the purchase of goods where the U.S. has strengths and Vietnam has needs.
Ladies and gentlemen, the late President Khăm Thầy Sĩ Phan Đon was a respected leader close to the people who always care about their material and spiritual well-being. He was one of the first leaders of the Lao Revolution, deeply committed to and actively contributed to strengthening and developing the close cooperative relationship between Laos and Vietnam.
Late President Khăm Thầy Sĩ Phan Đon, a leader with the patriotism, was among the first generation leaders who pioneered the revolutionary movement and paved the way for the revolutionary cause in Laos. He also played an important role in fostering the rich friendship between Vietnam and Laos. His immense contributions were deeply appreciated and respected by the people of Laos and the Vietnamese community in Laos. Whenever we listen to him speak, we always hear him refer to the words of President Hồ Chí Minh, President Khe Son from Vihan, and President Suphan Nuvong. They always emphasize that the path for Laos and Vietnam should be known by future generations, that the special solidarity and comprehensive cooperation between our two nations must be reserved as the right of both peoples, ensuring success. If the two brothers always stand side by side, no enemy can destroy us. I consider this country my second home, and I have a special affection and deep gratitude for the sacrifice made by the late President Kham Thai Sivandorn to bring peace to Laos, allowing it to achieve the peaceful state it has today. The contributions of the late President Kham Thai Sivandorn have left a profound mark, not only on the hearts of the people of Laos, but also on the Vietnamese community in Laos. His efforts have laid a solid foundation for current and future generations to continue preserving and promoting the tradition of special solidarity and comprehensive cooperation between Vietnam and Laos.
On April 7, the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Vietnam in Cuba held its party conference for the 2025 to 2030 term with the spirit of promoting addressing shortcomings, fostering unity, and enhancing the party leadership and combat readiness. The party Secretary Ambassador of Vietnam to Cuba, Lê Quang Long, presented a report summarizing the 2020 to 2025 term and outlined the direction, tasks, objectives, and solutions for the 2025 to 2030 term. The report emphasized the party's strong determination to successfully accomplish its assigned political tasks, contributing to building a clean and strong Communist Party of Vietnam, as well as strengthening the special solidarity and friendship with the borderline country of Cuba. And the conference approved the report on direction and tasks and specific targets for the 2025 to 2030 term, and the primary task is to implement the breakthroughs, improve advisory work to deepen, effectively and sustainably promote the Vietnam-Cuba cooperation, manage economic diplomacy, cultural diplomacy, and prioritize the protection of Vietnamese citizens abroad.
According to the Vietnam National Tourism Administration, the number of international visitors to Vietnam in March 2025 is 32 million, marking a 28.5% increase compared to the same period in 2024. In total, for the first quarter of 2025, the number of international visitors reached approximately 6 million, a 29.6% increase over the first quarter of 2024. This is the highest figure ever recorded, surpassing the same period in 2019. Among the top 10 largest tourism markets for Vietnam, China ranked first with an increase of 78.3% compared to 2024, while South Korea ranked second with a 2.2% increase. These two markets accounted for 47% of the total number of visitors to Vietnam. The implementation of visa exemptions, along with numerous promotional programs, innovative tourism promotion methods, and the enhancement of the appeal of Vietnam's tourism products and destinations, aims to achieve the goal of 22 to 23 million tons of international visitors in 2025.
In the scorching heat of the southeastern region, at the training grounds of Battalion 12, Regiment 174, the new recruit and tirelessly participate in their arm and shooting techniques. Amidst the command shout, where dressings cover of water are provided for supporting the training station program brought by the youth union member, embodying the spirits of the home runs and giving the new soldier the training to overcome his strength and grow stronger each day.
At noon in Tay Ninh, the heat is intense. At Battalion 12, Regiment 174, Provincial Military Command, the recruits are entering the early stage of their military journey. This day, they are starting the AK submachine gun shooting training lesson 1 of the crucial training components demanding strong will, accurate technique, and physical endurance. Outdoor temperatures sometimes exceed 38 degrees Celsius, and the blazing heat makes everyone feel exhausted. Yet the soldiers remain determined, staying on the training grounds, intensely focusing on each movement and each shot, following the commands of their leaders. In the midst of this intense heat, the supporting the training session program organized by the Youth Union members from Cluster 2 of the Vietnam Youth Union of Tay Ninh Province offers a refreshing breeze in the sweltering midday. Recently, we have been training a lot on the field under extremely hot weather. However, today we have the presence of the youth union members who brought sweater to us, along with singing and dancing, which has made the atmosphere much more travel. It has made us feel more positive and motivated to train better. Closer tour of the Vietnam Youth Union of Tay Ninh Province, we want to add more motivation to support the spirit of the soldiers during their training process. We also wish them good health and success in overcoming the heat and rain, staying enthusiastic in their training, and completing their side tasks excellently. The refreshing relief during the hot summer afternoon not only alleviates the burning heat, but also spreads warmth between the home front and the soldiers on the training roads. These cups of cold water and sincere encouragement are a testament to the strong bond between the military and the people, sharing, supporting, and accompanying each other on the journey of protecting the nation.
And that's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.